understand how Alpha Class will help children to be a better future ready citizens. So I have Ankita ma'am, Farah ma'am and Jaya ma'am here. So Farah ma'am, would you like to share your views?
Actually, in alpha classes, we emphasize more on building of 6Cs. Now, what are these 6Cs? 6Cs are those skills which helps in the overall holistic development of the child, and hence it prepares the children themselves for future ready citizens.
Ma'am, please can you explain what are these 6Cs?
Yes, surely. 6Cs, as the name suggests itself, it's 6 different skills of learning, like critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, communication, citizenship, and character building.
He went and jumped on a box. This box is too hard, said, oh,
Tommy!
oh, this box is too hard, said Tommy. Then Tommy saw another box. This box is too soft, said Tommy.
A good job, Farah ma'am. So what did you learn from here?
Thank you, Ankita ma'am, for helping me, and thank you for keeping up patience with me. The same word I was not able to read again and again, but you did not lose the patience. So thank you so much.
Good job.
So we have learned a virtue from this, a value from this.
What is that?
That is helpfulness.
Correct. And be patient.
Okay, since Ankita ma'am, you helped me, so I have something for you. I have prepared a badge for you.
Oh, wow.
And on it I have written, Helpful Ankita.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So children, did you understand that we have learned a virtue from today's class? That is helpfulness. Now, when you will work with your partners, you are also going to take care of them and help them. Understood?
Let's do some reading. Okay. I think we need different means of transport means go from one place to another. Means of Should I help you again? Yes. It's transport. Thank you. Are also used to carry goods. Some common means of transport in the kits are. You did a great job. Thank you, Tammy. You are a very helpful boy. I have something for you. This is for you. I have made this for you.
Can you join all the sounds and guess the word?
I can try.
Absolutely.
J, E, T. Jet.
Jet. Absolutely right. Great.
Ma'am.
I was collaborating with you. We both were working together, right?
What is collaboration?
Collaboration when we work together for certain thing, for some task, right?
Like we did just now?
Yes.
I was faltering in reading and you helped me.
In case if I'm not able to read any word, then you are going to guide me. You're going to help me. That is called collaboration.
Okay, so collaboration means working together
As a
and
team.
helping each other, so that if anyone is facing any problem, we can solve the problem of that person. That is collaboration.
So children, now you all are going to do in a similar way, right? If your partner is not able to understand anything, so we'll take that as a ownership and we'll guide that partner. So can we do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's get started.
What is the first picture? This is a what? What is the first sound of the picture? Yeah. No. See again the picture? Yeah. No, it will be verb. It is yam or it is van? Van. So it will be verb. Okay.
Today we are going to do an activity where you are going to read a chapter and ask the questions to your partner. In this way, you will be able to enhance your critical thinking.
Today we will read EVS Animals chapter Animals Around Us. Okay. We see different types of animals around us. They are both big and small. They live on land, in water or on trees. Now your turn. Animals like cat and horse live on land. Animals like dolphin and shark live in water. And animals like monkey and bats live on trees. Now from this page we will ask some questions. Okay, we see different types of animals around us or one type of animal? We always see different types of animals around us. Okay, now it's your turn. Okay. Should we take good care of our pets? Yes, we should take good care of our pets.
Good evening, everyone. This is Milita Haldar, and I am your host for today.
Okay. It's right. Well done.
Good evening.
What is the connection between 6Cs and alpha classes?
Actually, ma'am, I feel if a child is taught through alpha process,
Good evening, everyone.
he possesses all the skills which are needed for securing jobs in future and make him better citizens.
And also, Ankita ma'am, in alpha classes, like they learn to work in pairs. They do random pairing, they take turns to ask questions. So they are responsible for their learning as well as the learning of their partner, right? So it helps them to converse better, they collaborate with each other, and they become more confident and responsible in the class. This is what I felt. Good morning, and Jajagar. Today we are here to understand how Alpha class will help children to be a better future ready citizens. So I have Ankita ma'am, Farah ma'am and Jaya ma'am here. So Farah ma'am, would you like to share views?
Actually, in alpha classes, we emphasize more on building of 6Cs. Now, what are these 6Cs? 6Cs are those skills which helps in the overall holistic development of the child, and hence it prepares the children themselves for future ready citizens.
Ma'am, please can you explain what are these 6Cs?
Yes, surely. 6Cs, as the name suggests itself, it's 6 different skills of learning, like critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, communication, citizenship, and character building.
He went and jumped on a box. This box is too hard, said, oh,
Tommy!
oh, this box is too hard, said Tommy. Then Tommy saw another box. This box is too soft, said Tommy.
A good job, Farah ma'am. So what did you learn from here?
Thank you, Angita ma'am, for helping me, and thank you for keeping up patience with me. The same word I was not able to read again and again, but you did not lose the patience. So thank you so much.
Good job.
So we have learned a virtue from this, a value from this.
What is that?
That is helpfulness.
Correct. And be patient.
Okay, since Ankita ma'am, you helped me, so I have something for you. I have prepared a badge for you.
Oh, wow.
And on it I have written, Helpful Ankita.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So children, did you understand that we have learned a virtue from today's class? That is helpfulness. Now, when you will work with your partners, you are also going to take care of them and help them. Understood?
Let's do some reading. Okay. We need different means of transporting. No problem. Another means of Should I help you again? Yes. It's transport. Thank you. Are also used to carry goods. Some common means of transport in the Kitties are. You did a great job. Thank you, Tammy. You are a very helpful boy. I have something for you. This is for you. I have made this for you.
Can you join all the sounds and guess the word?
I can try.
Absolutely.
J, E, T. Jet.
Jet. Absolutely right. Great.
Thanks.
I was collaborating with you. We both were working together, right?
What is collaboration?
Collaboration when we work together for certain thing, for some task, right?
Like we did just now?
Yes.
I was faltering in reading and you helped me.
In case if I'm not able to read any word, then you are going to guide me. You're going to help me. That is called collaboration.
Okay, so collaboration means working together
As a
and
team.
helping each other so that if anyone is facing any problem, we can solve the problem of that person. That is collaboration.
So children, now you all are going to do in a similar way, right? If your partner is not able to understand anything, so we'll take that as a ownership and we'll guide that partner. So can we do that? Yes, ma'am. Okay, let's get started.
What is the first picture? This is a what? What is the first sound of the picture? Yup. No. See again the picture? Yeah. No, it will be ver. It is yam or it is van? Van. So it will be ver. Okay.
Welcome everyone. So happy to see you all here. Right? So, so happy to meet you all. We would like to know a little bit more about you. I am Ria. I am teacher trainer at Global Education and Training Institute. So we are happy to see you here. I would request my co-host for today to introduce herself.
So I am Milita Haldar and today we will be here discussing about a very different way of learning. So before we start, I am Milita Haldar and I would love to hear anything that you would like to share about you as an individual, how you have been, contributing in the field of education and so forth in the chat box. So we would be happy to have or hear something from you so that we can make this session interactive as well as engaging.
So you can share your name, designation, organization, and we'll be discussing about education. So we would like to know more about you. If you could share anything about yourself.
So basically, when we are talking about the beginning, or to say as an individual, we have been here with you in this moment. So let's begin while with all of our team or the people who are there, who are so encouraging and so motivating to share about what their own, about themselves, till they share it about all. Let's discuss and start the beginning of why we are here.
So we are here to launch our movement PATH, which means purposeful, active, transformative, holistic. So right now, as I just mentioned that we'll be discussing about education, we have been pretty much satisfied and okay with how our classroom runs. It's not bad to be satisfied, but we should also think what we have observed recently in our classroom, that there is a huge shift from the traditional learning to a skill-based learning, right? And we have to think about how we can shift from teacher-led classroom to the child-led classroom. So education has always been an important part of a society. We have to make sure that our children who are studying and who are interacting in the classroom, they are endowed with the skills, not only to survive, but also to excel in 21st century skills, right?
Right. So, as we can see that path is a abbreviation. So when we are talking about this abbreviation path, so P would be purposeful, A active, T transformative, and H for holistic. So it will help you to basically understand that we are talking about a movement. We are talking about a way through which we can really talk about transformation in education. But why should we talk about transformation in education? Is not we or every one of us who are here have been a part of this education system some way or the others. But why should we talk about a change or transformation? This is why we are here to share that why will we talk about this transformation.
And I believe that change is important, change is necessary. But we all, as an educator, have this perception that change is very difficult. But we are here with something to make it a bit easier and to make sure that whatever is needed in a classroom learning, we offer that. And we discuss it and we have come up with a solution. Let's see how you and us together can make our classroom really child-based.
Okay, so when we are talking about this transformation learning or the way how the children are basically learning, as Ria said, that taking a movement where the learning is not just teaching, but specifically learning where the learning is child led. So that's really very transformative way of learning that we want to talk about.
So let us just begin if Mr. Nishant, we can begin with the PPT. It's on.
Yes.
Okay, so it's all started with a vision by Dr. Sunita Gandhi. She has been an educator and she's the founder of Getty Global Education and Training Institute. So let's go back in time, understand how we have been working so hard for 2 decades to come up with a movement like PATH. So, Manata ma'am, if you can know
Yes.
more about it.
Yes, definitely. So I would like you to go through, or I would like to take you through this whole journey. But I would like, before beginning of this journey, I would like to introduce to you Dr. Sunita Gandhi, the person behind this whole idea, the whole idea of transformation. She had been into the field of education, and from the very beginning, her parents has been running this wonderful institute known as City Montessori School. But her inclination had been really very towards that how to make education not just a way of learning, but the way of learning should be engaging. It should be, be able to do the same in a very short duration of time. And at the same time, every aspect that the child is learning should be very much clearer. So, with this whole idea that can a child be able to read, if the child can really read in a very short duration of time, can a 5-year-old child start reading a newspaper? These are some of the questions that forced her to think otherwise, forced her to, come out with a thought process. So, and this thought process has not been just coming out from blue, but she had been working out with the government as well as with different state level curriculum systems. She did this with the government at Iceland and at the same time with the government at different levels. And she came back to India with that same courage and with that same motivation to take or help in the transformation of education. And just not coming directly to the private education, she first took this mission with the children who are going to the slums, the children who were underprivileged, and experimenting with them that whether they are able to read, write, and solve basic numerical problems in a shorter duration of time or not. And with the result that she got, it was really transforming. Because the children, those generally, I know of the children who are going to the slums, they are generally non-native speakers of Hindi.
Right.
And they started reading Hindi in 12 days. That is transformative. So, this whole idea that whether, she could see with this whole, the way of learning that is known as path. That what we are calling it as path right now. So, with this taking this mission forward, she took this whole idea to the government schools when Miss Anita Karwar, the then Secretary of Education from Delhi, invited her and gave her two districts that were the lowest performing districts of India. There were 10 of the districts that had been identified, and among them, she gave her two low performing districts. And she implemented this whole idea with the government schools, both in these both districts, named as Shamli in Uttar Pradesh and Sambalpur in Odisha. And these results had been astonishing because here the movement that she started was after the COVID. And this COVID, when the world was talking about learning loss, she was there on the field, she was there with the children, proving that learning loss is just in the books. If we can talk about a pedagogy, if we can take to the children a pedagogy that is transformative, learning loss of COVID can be just in the books. So, this was what she wanted to do with the whole education system. And this was also implemented with the government of Maldives and the Harvard Graduate School of Education that was studying the different education processes that were implemented the worldwide after the COVID came in connect with her, and they studied the learning outcomes of the children who had implemented alpha and the children who did not implement alpha. And it was astonishing because the results and the outcomes were very, very magnificent. So, this is what has been there, and this transformation can change how the children learn.
True.
And we need to talk about this. We need to, I personally, we all believe that what can, if we have a better way of teaching, why aren't we following this way of teaching when we have a better, because in every sphere of our life we are trying to change accordingly, from the telephones to the mobiles.
Right, absolutely. So there's a saying that says, when you follow the path appears. And Dr. Gandhi herself, being an educational researcher, has worked so hard for so many years to come up with something like path. And it has been appreciated by Harvard Graduate School of Education, where Chapter 8, as ma'am told you about her research in Shamli and Maldives. So Chapter 8 and Chapter 10 talks about this research with data. We are data driven and we work on data. So they have mentioned everything about this research. Also, we have two other books, Accelerating Learning from All and Disruptive Literacy, that has been published by Bloomsbury. So, when we were in school, the it was very different how the classrooms learning took place. It was very different, and from then to now it has been evolving, and everything has been evolving, and we need to follow the path. We need to upgrade ourselves accordingly. So with that, let's move on to the next slide. So, as we are discussing how education has changed, how requirement has changed. So, we have generally seen, observed in the classroom that teachers have been more active and child are listening, especially in the classroom of 60, 65 plus students. We are unable to focus on every child, and there is this normal distribution curve where we are unable to make every child succeed, and that's the whole point, that every child who is there in that classroom should succeed. Every child should be skilled enough, they should learn. And there's a question that why are we underestimating a child in a classroom? Can every child excel? Or maybe even the top student, can they do far better than what they have been doing? That's the major question that we have been underestimating, and maybe they can do much better. So City Montessori School Lucknow has been the laboratory for this research, and we have come up with some exemplary results, and that motivated us to bring it to every classroom across India. Right. So, as NEP, National Education Policy 2020, also signifies, also focuses on how we should move from teaching to learning. And it has been a progressive policy. And I think every school, every education environment should follow that. And that's a very important policy for us, so that we understand how the shift is important and how we as educator can align ourselves along NEP and make classroom learning really productive for every child. So, Path, let's talk a little bit more about Path, how Path has been working tirelessly, how we with Path has been working, we are working tirelessly for this 360-degree progress. So, as I just mentioned about process-led transformation, ma'am, can you talk about how we focus on parent engagement and teacher growth along with the child?
Yes. When we are talking about, when we are talking about this shift from the in the learning process, from it not being teacher led, but it being the child led, we are also talking about teachers' growth, where every day, because every book that you have, they contain some kind of prompts for the teacher, and these prompts gives you or the teacher specific clear cut idea what he or she should be doing with each and every module that is there in front of them. So you don't need specific detailed training for everything, but every aspect is there in front of you, clearly given what is expected from the teacher. Apart from that, the parents also, get to know, because these prompts are there, then they don't have to just open their diaries every day. They can read the prompts, and these prompts will give them the idea what actually the child has been doing inside the classroom. And apart from there are some specific ideas behind the daily home stretch, so the parents also understood or understand what are the things that is expected from them, because it's really very encouraging when the children go back home and they are pairing with their parents, pairing up with their siblings, and they are learning with their parents, and it becomes very interesting for them when they do so. So it's a very a book that is wholesome in nature, because we don't need any other different modules or different notebooks for the teacher and notebooks for the parents. But in one specific module, the teacher would be having the instructions for their themselves, and the parents are having the prompts for them, as well as what the child is doing inside the classroom.
Absolutely, Melita ma'am. See, teacher has always been an important part of the classroom. Nobody can replace a teacher, but we call them as galvanizers rather than just facilitator, where they are going to give a start point to the child and the child flourishes. So that's the main point behind the teacher empowerment, where teachers are not burdened by the process of learning, while they themselves are empowered and they help children grow, right? So as ma'am very clearly she was able to explain how parent engagement helps and how we make sure that parents are engaged, and how important it is that parents are also involved in everyday learning of the child, and that's how our books are designed. Along with that, we will also be discussing assessments and report. That's a very interesting and important part of path that we have come up with, and we'll be discussing that in detail about assessments and edtech tools, right? So we shall move to the next slide.
Okay, and before just moving to the next slide, I would, I really like this term buddy books.
Yes, absolutely. How fun and engaging that name is. Why do we have to make learning or studying as a burden for a child? Why can't it be a fun and engaging process for every child, right?
Because when the children are sitting in pairs, so this when the children are sitting in pair and using of these books, when they are using these books to learn, and these books are not just a book but a buddy book for them, and learning in pair becomes so imperative and so impactful for the children, that when we are talking about these 21st century skills, pair learning is the way. Pair
Yes.
learning is the way when we talk about 21st century skills. Because I personally believe that a 21st century skill of, this communication, critical thinking, and creativity cannot be developed, in having different class or subjects, lectures.
Right.
But it is so easily being done when the children are sitting in pairs and they are learning with each other.
Now that Melita ma'am mentioned about paired learning, let's quickly watch a video and discuss more about it.
How many hundreds are there? There are 300. How many tens are there? There are 20 numbers. No, there are two tens. How many thousands are there? There are 2,000. How many ones are there? There are only ones. Now read the number. 3,321.
Oh, that was amazing how the children are learning in pair. And the most amazing thing that I see is that there is noise. There's a lot of noise, but that noise is constructive. I don't see two children pulling each other hair and fighting with each other, but they're actually learning something. They're talking about some mathematical tools and they are talking about some sums. So how amazing is it, didn't know?
Yes, yes. I personally believe that, when the children are learning in pairs, so not only they are learning these 21st century skills, but also the attention span is
Right.
improving
Huh.
improving a lot. Because, the children have a very short retention span. And when it was said to be of 15 minutes, but I know it is the YouTube shorts, it has reduced
Exactly.
it so much more.
Hmm.
But when the teacher is teaching inside a classroom, half of the children may not be, paying attention to what the teacher is teaching. But when I'm sitting in a pair and I am learning from my pair, I cannot think otherwise. So
Right.
apart from what we are talking about as a 21st century skills, we are also enabling that each and every child who is there inside our classroom is actually learning. Yes, all of them are active. It's not like the front rows and are differentiated from a child that is sitting at the back, and they're named as backbenchers, and we assume that they don't know anything. They might not know anything, they're not interested in learning. But here, when we pair them each and every day, and also they are randomly paired, by the way, so when they're randomly paired, each and every child gets a chance to work, to learn joyfully, and it's quite visible in the classroom, right? So we can move on to the next slide, and we can conduct a quick activity because we should be interacting more with each other, right? So let's just have an activity and understand whatever we just discussed, that it should be joyful, it should be engaging. Let's understand and how it is done actually in the classroom, and how learners engage with each other with such beautiful activities, and these activities are helping them learn something. Let's discuss it more. So here we have an activity with us. If we can have that activity on the screen, please. Yes, so we have a 2-minute fun with words activity. If ma'am can tell us
Yes.
more about this activity.
So these are some letter words or letter cards that if you have any of paper with you, you can make these letter cards, and with this letter cards that you have, you can make new words. And what you can do is you can shuffle those letter cards sitting as a pair and make new words. Or if you have it written on a piece of paper, so using these letter cards, you can make new words. So when we are trying to make new words, we have to keep that in mind, that we can use the letters more than once, and let us avoid the name of the people and try
Yes.
to make as many words as much we can.
Okay, so how much time? 2 minutes is enough, ma'am?
2 minutes is
Okay,
enough.
okay. Let's go with 2 minutes, and we have 2 minutes to make as many words as we can.
So let's begin, and let's try also to make some words, and let's see that if we can make some new words. Okay.
So we have Miss Manisha here with us.
Okay. So let's see. Can we make two words? Two words. Let's till everyone else is making some words. Let's try to make two words out of these. So
Okay.
let's think in our minds.
I already know 2 words.
Okay, okay. So
Come on, Bilita ma'am.
let me think. Okay. Okay, so I have it in my mind. One, and wow. I have two rhyming words.
Oh my God, that's something different. Okay.
Yes.
What are those words? Come on.
So one is nest,
Oh, God, I came up with the same word.
and another one is rhyming
Hair.
word.
I thought of hair,
Okay.
honestly.
Okay. So I thought of rest,
Ah,
nest,
nice.
and rest. Okay. So let's see that how many words have you all tried to make? I would really love to, see how many words actually you all have tried or you all have made. It would be we would love to see some words coming up from you all. So, so these are the very fun going activities. So let's discuss about this activity.
How is it helping the child? So we can have the next slide, please. Yes. What is the purpose of this fun activity? Surely we definitely enjoyed. We both enjoyed. We have made a lot of words before, by the way. So we are giving you all a chance to make new words because we already played this game before.
But the question is, how is this activity relevant to us? Why are we having this activity over here? Let's discuss about it. So this is one of the activity in the buddy books where see, this is one of the page. Okay, so teacher prompts are already given how a child should be doing this activity in the classroom, and then a home stretch activity is given. What home stretch means, that whatever we are doing in the classroom, we are stretching it a little bit more at home, and the child is allowed to do such activity with some of their guardian friend. And if nobody is there at home, we have our learning buddies too. So we have a solution for everything. So we have got this Tina and Toto. Where is my Toto?
Ah.
So we have got our learning buddies too. So whenever the child wants to learn and there's nobody around, we already have a pair for you. So you have Tina and Toto. So the question was, coming back to the question, what is the main purpose of this activity? What do you all think? Ma'am?
See, generally, if this is an activity very much related to dictations,
Yes.
very much related to dictations. But when we are talking about dictations, generally the child is much more inclined towards, what the teacher will ask. So their whole way of learning is more dependent upon the teacher will ask this. But out here, we can do it. We are doing it in pairs. We have different chats, and we
Right.
can make as many words as we can. So because we give this, space to the children that you can make as many, so that gives them a limitless boundary.
Right.
That does not, it's not confined. And when the things are not confined, it gives them much more creativity.
Exactly. It allows them to grow and be as creative as they can. So we see that dictation is also there to help children learn new words, but we also have this activity where the child can learn. So we have two options. So the question is, which is better? A 5 minutes dictation where where the teacher is coming, noting down 5 words on the board. The child is asked to copy that down. I'm sure the child just cramps them up and come up the next day just to answer the question. That's it. Or a 5 minutes to activity like these, where the child is allowed to be creative and we are not confining them to the 5 words that has been taught to them in the classroom. That's the major question. So we would like to know your thoughts on the same, that what do you think about it and how you take it in the classroom, and do you think that with activity like this the child will be able to learn more, will be able to be creative, and will be able to retain the information or the words that he has made so far in the classroom?
Yes. So it's really very encouraging. And apart from this, the children are taking this whole idea to their homes also. And also, because it's so easy having these letter cards with you, and when having these letter cards, I can take it back home. I can play the same game with my siblings, with my parents. So it is a continuous nature. But a dictation generally happens inside the classroom only. But with this, the learning is exploding.
Yes.
And
Please continue.
and I believe, because I know these this activity, if it is getting repeated, so I'll try to add on more words to my vocabulary,
Yes.
because I would be having this, beautiful competition with my peer, that next time I will make much more words than my peer. So,
Huh.
so that gives me an idea, or gives me a competitive idea that's so beautiful in nature, that enables me to have much more, learn much more newer words for adding into my own dictionary.
That's so true. And that reminds me of an incident where one of my cousin, I believe he was a very young kid, like I think 5-year old, and he was never ready to learn English. He was never interested in reading and writing, and he always thinks that uh, he find it hard to remember words and spellings and all of that. So one day I called all of my cousins, all these young beautiful kids, and asked them to play this game where they're allowed to make as many words as they can. So as ma'am mentioned just now, that they have this competitive nature where they just want to do better than the other one. So when I asked them about the words, the first pair, because they were very good, so they could make it. But the next pair, the cousin who could not do good, so in the first round he didn't do well. Okay, he was not very interested in making words. But as he came to know about the first pair, that oh god, they made so many words, now it's my turn. I will also look up for words and go to the dictionary and find more words. He came up with amazing words in the second round. I was so amazed that he was actually enjoying the process. That was the whole point. That he has this mindset that learning is just compulsory. That's why he's doing. But at that moment, he was actually enjoying learning. So that's how we can shift from actually teaching to learning, where we are not coaching them, but we are allowing them to learn by themselves. So that was one incident that I could think of just now. And here we can see that we could make earlier, as I told you, that we played this game together and we could make 159 words together. That's amazing. We're proud of ourselves. But it doesn't stop here. We make sure that the kid who, or the kids who are making words, they also move ahead, one step ahead, and make sentences into story, and also draw pictures and make story. And story writing and stories are always nice, always. Even we as adult, we love to hear stories, right, and make stories.
So that's the power of of path, and that's what we want to take to the schools, to the classrooms,
Exactly.
where learning is not boring, but learning is fun. And when the learning is fun, then it becomes engaging, then it becomes interesting and consolidated also. That
Yes.
children never forget till they're, till the old. When so it's what we want to create with the children.
Okay, so with that, we have a question, because we have been speaking a lot about our experiences, and because of course we are educators as well, so we have experienced uh, all kind of classrooms. So we would like to have feedback from you as well. You being all educators, school heads from different organizations. So, um, can you think of activities that can engage children for hours? If you can have the next slide, please. Yes, here it is. So indicate if you think such activities, the activities that one we conducted, and similar activities we'll be talking about more. Uh, can they engage children for hours? Question one. Does it require a lot of teacher intervention, or not exciting for anyone? So we'd like to have your views on that. And another question that I would like to throw here is, do these activities move focus from teaching to learning? Yes or no? What do you think? What are your thoughts on that? So we'd like to have your feedback on this.
So let's hear from you what you have to say about this. So any inputs that you wanted to, or you want to be shared, we would be more than happy to take that up. And really, when we are all talking about this whole process of learning, so we are also talking about ways how we can actually engage the children, because engaging the children in the learning process is really very important, because unless and until the child is actually engaged in the whole way of learning process, the child will not be learning. So with the pathway of learning, or this alpha way pathway of learning, definitely the learning can be engaging for a longer duration of time. because I with this whole process, taking this, I can very well imagine myself, with these letter cards, I'm changing its places and making new words. With these picture card or letter cards, it's so become so much engaging, because when the child is, asked to engage his senses,
Exactly.
as many senses I can engage in my learning process, the learning is effective, the learning is engaging, and as well as it is consolidated in nature. Because here I am, when these letter cards I have put in front of myself, now I am changing its places. So I am, using my hands, one more sensory organ, instead of just writing or listening from the teacher and then writing. So I am using one more sensory organ out here. So this will further enhance the engagement of my sensory organs.
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
it will definitely enable the learning to be much more consolidated and much more engaging.
So let's talk about English literacy and numeracy one by one. That how are we, making the difference? What I know, the way I have learned in classroom was always like A for apple, B for ball, C for cat. Note it down, and that's how you should learn it, and you should remember it for life. That's how we have been learning it so far, right? But in Alpha, the pedagogy, what we have noticed and observed in the classroom, we should move from known to unknown. What does that mean? Something that the child already knows. We cannot make them just cram things up. We can just make the process different. We should. Okay, there is this one thing that I have heard from one of my senior, that she says that 2 plus 2 is always going to be 4. You're not going to change that. But the main difference that you can make is how are you putting it forward? How are you making them learn 2 plus 2 equals to 4? So let's talk about English first. That how are we introducing sounds to the kid, and how are they learning these alphabets? So
Okay. So it's a very interesting way when we are talking about this way of learning. When even when we are talking about phonics. So when talking about phonics, they say, generally in the learning of the phonics, they say C says ka. But when we say C is actually not saying ka.
true.
Right. So this is a way of learning. Generally, we tend to learn this way, a phonic way of learning. But when this alpha way of learning, when we are introducing this whole fact of helping the children going from known to unknown, unknown being the sound,
Right.
not the letter, but the sound. Because sound or phonic is the way we generally start reading. Because just the knowledge of alphabetical order is not what it is important. Because when I know you can ask many people around us, those who know how to read, if you ask them to recite, specifically for Hindi, if you ask them to recite the alphabetical order from Chota se Gya, they will, not be able to do it. But they are still reading it.
Yeah.
Reading Hindi. Why? Because of the fact that alphabetical order is not essential. But when we go from known to unknown, known being the picture and unknown being the sound of that picture. Now, the sound of that picture is the first sound, not the letter, but the first sound of the picture. When we emphasize upon the first sound of the picture, it becomes so easier for the child to identify that the picture of a car, saying that if the picture of a car is there, then the child asks, what is this? Then it's a car. And from that car, the child will ask, what is the first sound of it? Then it is K. And likewise, the same thing is being repeated for the other pictures also. And mind you that we are asking the children to ask for or ask for the first sound, not the letter. Not the letter, just the sound. So with the knowledge of the sound, because when the child is saying car, car, ka, ka, so that sound the child is able to come out with. And then joining these three sounds. So that is what we don't need any kind of, any knowledge of learning letters. And it becomes so easier for the children to learn any language simply by following the steps.
Okay, can we just do this activity maybe? Right?
Definitely, definitely.
Let's see how it works. How are we moving from known to unknown? How all these modules that are made, how are they explaining this whole activity? So, can we have the next slide, please? Right. So, we are learning in pair here. We make sure that every child learns in pair. So, in the beginning of the class, they are randomly paired with the help of the sticks, like I did with my cousins. So I made sure that they all are randomly paired, and they get a chance to learn with partners, new partners every single day. So I will be Tina.
I'll be Toto.
Okay, so I'll be asking questions to Toto now. Okay, Toto, how are you?
I am good.
Okay, so what is this? The first picture that you see.
This is a car.
Is it a card?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Car.
Car, well done, Toto. What is the second picture that you see?
This is an apple. I love eating apples.
Oh, that's so nice. An apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Right.
So, what is the first sound of apple?
The first sound of an apple is apple, apple. So is it a?
Acha, what is the third picture that you see?
That's a tub.
Tub, well done. So, what is the first sound of tub?
The first sound of tub is t.
Right. So, and when you add all these sounds, what do you get?
When I add these three sounds, first was k, a, t. So is it cat?
Cat, wonderful, Toto. Good job.
Thank you.
So that's how we do an activity where the child, this is just one portion of it. Then we make sure that we take turns, right? So once I have done this activity, now it's her turn to do the same activity with different letters. And then they make words and sentences out of it. So this is how one of the activity is designed in the PATH program. So we shall move to the next slide, please.
Okay, let's do this.
Okay, as you say.
So I'll have my turn of asking you questions.
Okay,
Tina.
sure.
So Tina, so can I ask you, what is the first picture?
I see this every day. Is this a bus?
Right. So can you tell me the first sound of this?
Bus. Ba?
Very good. See, can you tell me the second picture?
Oh, this is the same picture. Apple.
Right. And what's the first sound?
A.
Very good. Now the third picture.
Is this a goat?
Right. What's the first sound of this?
Goat. Goat. G.
Very good. So can you join these two sounds, all the three sounds?
Okay. B. A. G. Bag.
Wow, excellent. So this is how we should be allowing the children to take turns, because that's very important that I ask the question first and my peer answers me, or my peer asks me a question and then I answer back. So that's really very important, so that each and every child gets a chance to ask question.
And they also learn the concept of partnership. When my partner asks me a question, I am aware, I'm listening, and I'm answering the question. And the second time, the other person gets a chance to speak up, to share their own thoughts. So we did this activity, but we want to know how children are doing the same activity in the classroom. So all these videos that we have been sharing, we are sharing right now, they have been shot in the classroom itself, real classroom, and parents and teachers share all these pictures and videos with us. So here is one of the video about the same activity. So let's just quickly watch this one.
Fish. What is the first sound of it? First sound of the fish. What is this? This is the orange. What is the first sound of orange? First sound of orange. Oh. What is this on the X6? Books. This is a whale. What's on the whale? Look. What is this? This is an insect. What's on the insect? Eat. What is this? This is a goat. What's on the goat? Goat. What? Eat. Goat. This is bat. What's the voice on the bat? Oh. What is this? This is orange. What's the voice on orange? Oh. What is this? This is X. The first one X. Box. This is a zebra. Why the first on the zebra? First on the zebra is. What is this? This is an insect. Why the first on the insect? First on the insect is eat. What is this? This is a parrot. What is the first on the parrot? First on the parrot? First on the parrot is buck. Eat. Buck. Zip.
Wow, that was something amazing. Like, we just this activity to show you, but children are doing the same activity in the classroom and they are learning by themselves along with their partner, right?
So this is what is, the way of learning that is so impactful. So let's move to the next slide, and
We have another activity for you all. So we want you to be involved and be interactive, share your thoughts with us. So here what you see is one of the module, and how we just saw an activity how they are making words. We saw an activity how they are learning sounds. But what about sentences? How are they making sentences? How are we progressing from phonics to sentences? So this is a picture of one of the module, and the prompts are given below. So I'll just quickly read one of the prompt, right? So it says pair up, take turns to make sentences. Yes, take turns to make sentences using one word from each of the column A, B and C. You can use any words from each of the columns, like my dad makes dinner, my mom drives the car. The second prompt says make up your own list of nouns and verbs in 3 columns as above and make new sentences of your own. So you see here that all the prompts are very well explained, and they demonstrate whatever is to be done in the this particular activity. But this is such an amazing activity. I truly love this activity because of the imagination on how we are allowing child to come up with sentences and proses however they want, and we allow them to imagine and be creative. right? That's how we learn. That's how we should be learning. But unfortunately, we were not given this opportunity to learn this way. So this is one of the activity I would like you all to participate as well. And we can come up with some sentences. You can post it in the chat box if you can, please. So Melita ma'am,
Yes.
come on, come up with a sentence.
So, and I'll try to make something funnier
Of course.
instead of just, So it would be like, the monster swims, okay? So the monster swims pond.
Yeah, so monster swims in a pond. I can actually
Yes.
imagine it all. Oh, that's amazing.
And now for a sentence from your side.
Okay, I'll try to be funnier now. So the alien
Yes.
cooks dinner. How about that?
Nice. So we are all invited to the dinner party from.
Absolutely. This alien. All right. So this is one of the activity how we can make sentences. So we in the first prompt we are allowing them to come up with sentence. In the second prompt we are progressing towards understanding what a noun verb is, what noun and verbs are, and how they can come up with more words and then make sentences. And in the third prompt, we are allowing them to learn and understand the concept of sentence making and story writing, right? So this is just a visual of one of the activities. So can we move on to the next slide, please? Okay, we are doing a lot of activities. What about writing?
Yes. Again, when we are talking about writing, I believe with this pathway of learning or alpha pathway of learning, writing also becomes so fun and engaging because children learn gradually and in progression from one step to the another, starting from the letter, how to write a specific letter, then coming up to how to form different, words from simple letters, and gradually every activity that is there when they are learning about the process of writing, it's having some of the other activities. So these activities are very clear cut given for them because it's not simply asking them to write pages after pages, but every aspect is related to some kind or the other activities. As we could, say about how we started basically, and that was the first step about writing. We were forming words from the letters and writing those words from those letter cards that we had.
And all these pictures that you see here are from different kids, and all these kids, all the teachers have sent these beautiful pictures of children writing. And if you can, we can have it on the screen, please. See how beautifully all these children are sharing their notes and the stories and sentences they have come up with. So this was about literacy. Now let's talk about numeracy, the mathematical operations.
Now, numeracy, as generally it is a topic of discussion because of the fact that many times children tend to learn or run away from numeracy.
I was one of them, clearly.
So same here with me also. So, but with alpha, with this way of learning where maths is so engaging that every concept that was there, inside our minds, inside our hearts, that was so much unclear to us, can be made so clearer with this pedagogy of alpha pathway of learning. And I always, if we are talking about the way of learning is not specifically just talking about to them the numbers, but making them understand about the number sense with the process of place value. Because generally, as a student, when we were learning inside our classrooms, we were introduced to the concept of place value very later on in us, in our classrooms. But with the alpha pathway of learning, the whole process starts with the place value.
Right.
So with this base of place value within the learning process, the concept of number is not simply number knowledge, but it is of number sense. So because I would like to differentiate between the concept of a number knowledge then from a number sense, is number knowledge is when I ask you to recite numbers from 1 to 100 and you say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 and 100, you go down to 100. But when I pinpoint to a particular number in a whole chart and I point it out and you immediately tell the number. Supposingly I am pointing to a number 65, you immediately tell it is 65, then you have a number sense. But generally the children do is they'll start from 1, come to 65 and then say it is 65. So that's number knowledge. So we are talking about a situation where the child knows what 65 is, because they are introduced to the concept of place value from the very beginning. So this is what separates us from the different, traditional way of learning, where the children are learning, but they are not learning perfectly. So with the perfection, how we are trying to introduce this whole idea.
Right. So even what I remember how we had learned so far, that we were used to just count it in the fingers and note down whatever is there on the board and sit idly. But when I came across these kinesthetic things, if you can see, we have a lot of concrete material here lying down. If you can see it over here, some matchsticks are there, ice cream sticks, bundle of ice cream sticks, then we have spoons and the bundle and the earbuds, right? We have used them with a purpose where we are introducing them as concrete material to help the children do some kinesthetic activity and learn about numbers in a fun way. And absolutely, as ma'am says, that we want them to have the number sense and not just the knowledge, where we are allowing them to learn more about the place value first and then do the operations, right? So here, as these matchsticks, we have removed the upper part. So these are the matchstick that signifies 1. Then we have ice cream sticks to signify tens, then hundreds by a bundle, thousands by a spoon, and a bundle of spoons tells us about the 10,000. So I will explain this with an activity.
Definitely,
right?
definitely.
Okay, so let's do a quick activity with ma'am. So I'll tell her a number and I'll ask her to use these concrete material to tell me that number. How about that?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so can you make 47?
Okay. So you're asking me to do 47. So because as you said that 47, so 47 is represented by, this is tens. So I would be representing this as, because it is a 10, so it is 10, 20, 30 and 40, and then I'll take out 7 from here and then keep it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7.
Well done, Toto. Give me a high five.
Yes.
That's amazing. So now we take turns. So
Yes.
it's your turn now.
Yes, my turn. But let's move to the a prior stage. Prior stage to this, when we are introducing to them about this whole number process or the number sense by the process of kinesthetic to concrete
Yes.
to abstract.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
And
yes.
when the children are using these, body movements or kinesthetics, okay, it becomes so engaging inside the classroom and maths become fun. So we'll make a number, with clap and snap, and with the clap and snap, I'll make a number and my pair will then represent it with concrete materials, and then she will be writing it on her paper through an abstract, or writing it down step by step. So for this, as you could see it out here, this is once, snapping is once. So as many times as I snap, it is representing the number 1. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. And for this, I am representing
A matchstick.
a matchstick. A matchstick is representing once. And when I am clapping, so this is tens. So this tens is being represented by a 10 or a ice cream stick. When I am tapping, so when I am tapping, this is 100, and this is being represented by a bundle of an ice cream stick. So why a bundle? So this bundle contains 10 ice cream sticks together. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and it makes 100. And then when I clap overhead, so when I clap overhead, it is 1000 and it is being represented by a spoon. That's 1000. And you can do tapping that can make a 10,000, and that can be represented by another bundle of spoons, because again 1000, 2000, 3000, 4000 and a 10,000. So in this way we will be making, because when I am clapping and snapping, she is representing it with concrete objects and then writing it down. This step will enable that she understands where she is writing 5, where actually she is writing 6, and based upon that, what number she is basically making. So this whole understanding will happen. And as we said, that as many number, our sensory organs we are using in the learning process, the learning becomes much more consolidated. So thereby, we will be doing the same with each other, and I would be clapping and snapping for her, and then she would be representing the same with the ice cream stick and matchsticks, and we would be taking turns and doing the same. And I would love you to also, answer in the chat box, what number did I make for her? Let's see, you answer first or she answers first. So let's try and make a number.
Let me just put all the things back in the bag.
Okay.
Yes.
So let me give you a number, and this number is in tens, okay?
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so it's in tens. So please see my clap, okay? Let's see.
So if you all can answer in the chat box before me, you can give it a try. Should I answer or should I answer? What do you say?
Yes, you answer. Let's see that.
I'll just move on to this. I won't answer it, but I am just.
Till every one of you are answering it in the chat box, let's hear the chat box buzzing with some specific answer. So what did I make my numbers with?
Is it 32?
32, you got it right.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
So this will, is engaging the whole classroom, and my pair cannot think otherwise but has to be inside the classroom.
Exactly. I was also about to mention that how concentrated a child is. Even me, when she was clapping and snapping, I had my full focus over there. So that's very important that whatever you are learning, you are focused, you're concentrated and involved in the process of learning.
Thank you, Manisha, for pointing it out. It's 32. So high five from our side.
Also, the importance of hi-fi. We as an adult, we feel so accomplished when somebody admires the effort that I have made, right? So it's very important to inculcate such activity in the classroom itself, where you are also appreciating the effort that they have made, and the teacher is not required to appreciate each and every child. They have their partner, they appreciate each other, they help each other, and they are making sure that the efforts are not going unnoticed.
So that's what is 21st century skills.
Exactly. So let's move on to the next slide, please. Yes, so as I just mentioned, that again here are some pictures from classrooms across India, how children are doing these activities. They are moving from kinesthetic to concrete and to abstract, and also making sure that they are writing a lot, right? So these are some pair learning in the classroom. Again, we have more pictures from the classroom where they are learning in pair. And then not only just the place value and the numbers, we make sure that we can do all these operations, addition, subtraction, using the same tools. Isn't it amazing that how can I use a matchstick and an ice cream stick to add or subtract and also multiply and divide numbers?
So that's really, impressive, because it's not just mugging up the tables, right? Because when we are talking about multiplication, we are talking about division, it's not talking about, let's learn table first and then come to multiplication and division. Because it had been our main bottleneck inside our classrooms, that if you're not able to learn table, you're not able to do multiplication or division. But that's not what division or multiplication is all about. It's about making them understand that multiplication is not learning of tables, it's repeated addition. And division is not about learning tables, it is simply about equally division of that one big dairy milk. So that's what is division all about. So we had been doing division inside our class, in our homes, when our mother used to give us that big dairy milk wala chocolate, and we had 4 or 5 brothers and sisters together, now dividing it equally among everyone, so that no one is allowed to have something extra.
We also used to divide Maggie equally. It should be divided equally among both the siblings. That we used to make sure that. Okay, so here, as we just discussed, that multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, all the mathematical operations can actually be learned in a very fun way, engaging way, and something that is that's there in their mind forever. So here is one of the video. You will just see how these children are doing multiplication using these matchstick and ice cream sticks.
Tanya, what number have you given to him?
Ma'am, the question is 1385
Multiplied by
multiplied by
3. Okay. So Shinoy, can you explain your number placement?
First, I have put 385.
Okay. And how many times have you placed the same number?
I have placed the times 3 times.
Why?
Because here is written 3.
Okay. So you are multiplying it 3 times. Okay. Now, what is the next step?
To add these.
Do it. Show.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay.
These I will give to back, and bank will give me 1.
Okay.
Will stick here.
Right. You will put it as carry. Okay. Then, How many ones are left then?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay,
5
so
ones.
can you write the answer in the ones column? Okay. So we have got we have got 5 ones in the ones column. Okay, now what about tens?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Okay, now what will you do?
I will give these to the bank,
Hmm. And the bank will give you?
and bank will give me one bundle of
Ice cream sticks.
ice cream sticks
And you will put it in which column?
in hundreds column.
Okay. Now, what about the leftover tens? Let's add them.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Hmm. So, we are going to?
Give these to bank.
Okay. So now you can use the word exchange. We can exchange it from the bank. Okay. Now, what will the bank give you?
And to give me again one bundle of ice cream sticks.
That is hundreds. Okay. Now, how many tens are we left with?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. So, can you write the tens in the answer? Okay. So, we have got 5 ones and 5 tens. Now, let's count the hundreds.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And
9 and
10.
So, since we've reached 10, what we are going to do?
We will exchange this to the bank,
And the bank will give us?
and the bank will give us one spoon.
1 spoon is which counter?
1,000.
Right, okay. Now, how many hundreds are we left with?
100 is left 1.
Okay, so write your answer there.
1,
10. Now, how many thousands? Let's add the thousands column.
1, 2, 3, and the last one is 4.
Right, so answer is?
4. Tanya, the answer is 4,155.
Is it correct, Anya? Okay, good.
I only have one question. Can we have the slide, please? Yes. Looking at this, that how these children are challenging each other to do so much. That is a typical multiplication problem, and they were able to do it with so much of ease, and they were so concentrated in doing that activity. They were not distracted at all. So I only have one question: that how many of you say that we should really allow these children to do more, to be able to think more and break the class ceiling when they want to? So with that, we can move on to the next slide. So as we were talking about multiplication, so we talked about place value, operations, and coming on to fractions. So it's not just about a simple activity, but it's more about how every single concept of mathematics, how are we making them do with the help of activity. So this is just one of the module that shows how you can do it with the help of a newspaper. And again, the prompts are given below to do this activity, and it's pretty much engaging and interesting that how children do these activities. So the prompt says, pair up, turn the music on. Just imagine learning fraction with the help of music and newspaper, and start out with a full newspaper, then fold down to 1/2. Continue folding the paper into smaller and smaller dance floor and try to stay on the newspaper. So this is just one prompt. We have more prompts on that. So this is how learning can be more engaging. So how are we going to do it in the classroom? The way the traditional classroom has been set, we see that the teacher comes, she teaches, she has to go through a particular syllabus, and the child listens, and then the assessments are taken. But it's very much important, as we are seeing the change, as we are seeing the shift from teaching to learning, how can we empower each stakeholders for a progressive classroom learning, right? So next slide, please. So as I mentioned before, that teacher are the main hero of the classroom, and we cannot replace them, but we tell everybody that teachers are the galvanizer. Now, what does that mean? How are teacher galvanizers?
Okay, for every aspect, when we are talking about an alpha learning or alpha pathway of learning, galvanizers are specifically, the teachers are galvanizers because they are not teaching, but they are igniting the process of learning through ideas, through basic concepts. They clear the idea, and the whole process of learning, as we had been saying from the very beginning, is all child led. So the teacher plays the role of igniting the idea, igniting the process of learning, and then the whole process of learning shifts from the teacher to the child.
Absolutely. So here you again see one of the pages of the module. All these modules are designed after a lot of research on how we can make learning actually engaging and fun for the child and make it child centric. So the prompts that you see here, they are given on every page, so that they can just go through it, understand what needs to be done in the classroom, and then allow the parents to do it in their classroom. Along with that, we also have a home stretch activity, like we mentioned before, that it's not like just a classroom activity, and we forget that the child, what are they going to do at home. We make sure that whatever they are learning in the classroom, they also take it to the home, to their homes, and do it with some other partner at home. And this helps teachers to grow as an expert. They can bring in creativity on how this activity can be done in classroom and how can we make it more engaging, right? So
Okay.
as I mentioned about the home stretch, right, that they are going to do it with the parent. How are we helping the parents? How are we empowering parents? That's another question. So parents being so busy these days, they do not get much time with the children. I think you must agree with me on that, that how parents are so busy that they do not get time to understand what a child is learning in the classroom. So with this home stretch activity, we make sure that the parents know they have this transparency on what a child is learning in the classroom. They appreciate. And I have this one adorable video to share with you, where a small child, a 3-year-old, is teaching something, that she's telling about the first sounds, and how the parents along with the grandparents are present there and adoring this child activity. So we can just watch this video quickly.
What is the first sound of duck?
The first sound of duck is duck.
What is this?
This is an elephant.
What is the first sound of elephant?
The first sound of an elephant is egg.
What is this?
This is fish.
What is the first sound of fish?
The first sound of fish is.
What is this?
This is horse.
This one.
This is goat.
What is the first sound of goat?
The first sound of goat is goat.
What is this?
This is horse.
What is the first sound of horse?
The first sound of horse is.
What is this?
This is an insect.
What is the first sound of insect?
The first sound of an insect is eat.
What is this?
This is jam.
What is the first sound of jam?
The first sound of jam is jam.
What is this?
This is kite.
What is the first sound of kite?
The first sound of kite is curve.
What is this?
This is lion.
What is the first sound of
The first sound of lion is
What is this?
Okay, so that was one of the video, how parents are involved so deeply and they're adoring the child. So we have very such videos on parent environment, how they are involved along with the child doing this activity and something innovative, something very interesting, and they learn about some concept. So, ma'am, child empowerment.
So when, as we were discussing about how the parents are getting empowered, so when we are talking about this, then we are also talking about child empowerment, because with this whole process of learning, the children are communicating with each other, either with their parents, with their peers. If not, then they are engaging in this whole learning process with their Tina and Toto puppets back home. So this becomes a way of communication. It's just not, I am learning sitting there, just closing my lips and reading it out in my mind. But I'm using these Tina Toto puppets in my hand and I am asking questions, even though I may be all alone in my house. So I would be asking questions with each other, and I am much more, communicating with my pair, or my pair as Tina or my pair as Toto. So this way, the whole communication process enables inside the classroom as well as inside their homes, and the children are making small videos and sharing it with their teachers. So it's just like, what we were being taught to be just learning by ourselves is transforming into an area where the children are actually learning, not learning, but communicating with each other. So that's how the whole process is empowering the children at a very different level. So we can move ahead in the next slide.
And we can see how these beautiful children are doing these activities on their own at home. So there is this one grade 1 child read poem. Just see how she does it with expression. And then there is another child reading newspaper, a KG child.
लौटे शिवांशु अंतरिक्ष में 18 दिन रहकर धरती पर सकुशल वापसी अंतरिक्ष में उड़ान का और बड़ा हौसला
Okay, so it was so empowering to see and know that how the children are basically engaging in this whole learning process. So let's have the next slide, please. And when we are talking about this whole process of learning, as we were talking about the whole, where the children are engaging in this whole learning process, so how they are basically in this process of learning with sitting in pair, learning with each other, they are enabling this 8C skills. Amongst themselves, they are learning the idea of communication, critical thinking, creativity, as well as collaboration. Apart from that, the citizenship, climate consciousness, character, as well as connectedness. So this has to be the way out where the children are basically learning with understanding and at the same time gradually developing these 21st century skills, what the NEP talks about, what the SDG 4 basically talks about. And we would be definitely be able to create the children of the future of who are a better citizen of India as well as of the whole world. So let's move ahead to the next slide, and you could very well see in these beautiful pictures how the children learning with each other, they are understanding the basic concepts, and are not learning in isolation. And this creates with them the understanding of the concept of the learning, and they are engaged in this whole process of learning and using of these concrete materials, using of the questions while asking questions to each other. They are interacting with each other, and that enables in them the whole learning process of that is engaging, as well as enabling in them the idea of making them a better citizen of the world.
Yes, what we have observed so far in the classroom is all these skills. When I talk about connectedness, character building, right, communication, all these skills have always been a side part of the curriculum, right? So we have already we have seen that how once in a month or once in a week, today we will be doing an activity on creativity. Next month we will be doing an activity on connectedness. That's how it was taken. But here what we are saying is that it should be inculcated in the curriculum itself. It should not be an extra subject. Rather, it should be a part of the daily to daily learning of the child. So the paired learning or the random pairing or these activities, they are all well thought after a research of 20 years with City Montessori School, the world largest school in one city, being the laboratory, along with the City International School, and now it is in 10,000 schools across India. So as I just mentioned, connectedness and creativity, one of those skill is climate consciousness. Again, there should not be an activity once in a month or once a year where they're just going out and doing some activity regarding that. Here you see a lot of children, they have shared their notebooks, pictures with us where they are talking about the blue whale and the magical world of Tara. Similarly, another activity picture you can see here. So that's how we are inculcating these activities and making them learn about the planet and to be a citizen of the society, right?
And then comes another important aspect where we are talking about the assessments.
Yes, if we are doing all these activities, the whole classroom is activity led, then how are we assessing them? How are we judging them? That's what assessment and reports will cover. So here we make sure that the feedback should be given instantly. Why? Why should it be given instantly?
Yeah, because when the feedback is given after a long duration of time, I may forget what mistakes I have corrected or what mistakes I have committed. So it would be, if the instant feedback is coming, I am doing my correction then and there, and it helps me to understand my mistakes quickly.
Right.
And it enables me to take it up very quickly, and at the same time find the solution to the problems quickly. So that's very, very important that we take the instant feedback and make it or align it with our whole learning process. So thereby the children are, as we were talking about, that the children are, we promoting the idea that the children make questions for each other.
Right.
So that's very much important when I am making questions for Tina and Tina is making questions for me. So we are making questions for each other and giving a, exchanging our questions with our peers, and we are solving those questions for each other.
The error control is done then and there only, and they are allowed to progress. So see, mistakes are not a problem. They will make mistake, but it has to be corrected instantly so that it can help them in the process of learning. So with that, we are also launching High Path app. Why? Because as we just mentioned, that instant feedback is very much important, and when we learn about the concept of formative assessment and summative assessment, I think that there should be some tool that can help them, that can help the teacher assess the children time to time. So there has to be some diagnostic tool that can meet the children where they are. They can help them then and there and help them grow. And it should be done time to time with some real time insights for sure. So here we have some pictures of assessment, if you can see. So we do have a mix of multiple choice question. You see some fill in the blanks and some descriptive questions as well. So this provide a very good insight on how the children is going and where they are at that moment and what changes can be made to make them learn better. So here are some assessment. Then we have the HighPath app, a very smart tool, and this is a game changer for us where we see the progress report in a diagnostic manner. So if you can see, there are some topics here given, and you can just, bar charts are always the best way to understand the progress, to understand where the child is standing, to understand anything basically. So here you see different topics and how a child has performed. The blue signifies more than 80%, the orange between 40 to 60%, and yes, and green is generally above 90%. So that's how the progress report looks like here in the PATH program. So with assessments, with activities, with empowerment, what are we trying to achieve here?
So the main emphasis, if we are talking about the whole process of learning, so it is accelerated and deeper learning outcomes that we have been discussing about, that the learning is effective, accelerated, and at the same time, whatever they are learning, it should be having a consolidated, outcomes, and their learning outcomes should be so profound. And the students are not just sitting and learning, but they are learning in a very engaged manner because they are sitting in pairs, so they are engaged in this whole learning process. And the classroom should be vibrant in nature.
Exactly.
Because when it is vibrant, when we are all communicating with each other, it's not a dull moment inside the classroom. So that creates an environment where the whole concept of learning is engaging as well as vibrant in nature. Apart from the fact that we are also talking about the situation where the children are basically, learning without any kind of stress. They are not stressed about the learning, how to learn, what to learn. So it becomes so easier for the children, when they are not stressed about the learning process.
The child should want to come to the school next day and should not cry every morning to come to the classroom, right? So we have to create an environment as stakeholders for the education of every child, where we want every child to excel, every child to be able to grow and learn joyfully, right? So with PATH, it's not about the child only. We try our best to provide support to all these stakeholders, because we have been researching, as a research institute, we have been working on teacher empowerment and parent empowerment along with the child since a very, very long time. So we provide trainings and along with the orientation to the parents, because it's very important that the parent firsthand understand the requirement, the change and the shift that is needed in today's world, right? So with that, we try our best to provide the maximum support. Along with the modules, we also make sure that the teachers are trained in advance. The parents are involved and they are given the orientation, along with inclusion in the next year's promotions with logos and pictures and so much more along with that. So what solutions do we have?
So when we are talking about solutions, we are talking about the foundational stages, where it starts from pre-primary to grade 2, and then coming to the elementary school from grade 3 to 5, and to the upper primary, that is from grade 6 to 8. Because here the whole process and the curriculum will be based upon whatever we have been discussing till now, and the children would be using these books, that the packages would include environmentally conscious ebooks alongside the physical books, affordable pricing with strong school margins, and the books are the tools, not the centerpiece. The focus is on the process and the pedagogy.
So basically, pricing is one major question. So we are saying that we can align to whatever you have been paying and to align with your prices and discount, whatever it is. The main focus is not the book. Books are just the tools. Because what we are talking about here is the process and the pedagogy that can actually help the child understand 2 plus 2 equals to 4, right? So they are just a method and a way to put forward a pedagogy and a process that can actually make the classroom enjoyable and joyful, where the learning is consolidated properly. So here is a QR code that we would like to share for a short Google form, where we would like you to share your thoughts on Townhall and your thoughts on the education in general, and how do you think that process like this and the way we just mentioned, the alpha way, the pathway, will it help the classroom transform? Will it help the child engage? And will it help to shift from teaching to learning?
So it was a pleasure interacting with you all, and I hope that together we were able to make you or take you through the whole idea of this process of learning that is known as path or alpha path movement. And definitely it's a path, it's a way where we need to get together, and definitely if we are together, we'll be able to transform how the children learn. And this transformation will definitely enhance and create an environment where every child is learning and learning effectively.
And with that, change is not that difficult if we come forward and we initiate the whole process, right? So rather than making it an incremental phases shift, let's just make it a parallel shift and make this happen together as educators and school leaders. With that, we'll be signing off now. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
Hello Hira. Hello Moti. Chalo pade. Yes. Amar anak ka anak amar anak pa ha na pehen ba sabas para par bas par ja char aja आज नगा का नगर चला चल बहुत बढ़िया अब तुम्हारी बारी दिशा छत पर चढ़ कर इधर उधर मत कर इधर उधर मत है बहुत बढ़िया
Children, today we are going to learn something new. This is tense. Okay? What is this? Clap is tense and one snap is once. Okay? So, this is 20, 30, yes, and this is? Okay, now Agrim and Abdul, can you come forward? Yes. Can you show how this will be done? Okay, try. Okay, Agrim. Now your turn.
Good.
Well done. Now you will do. Come on, do it with your partners. Go back to your place.
Good morning, Antarctica. Today we are here to understand how Alpha class will help children to be a better future ready citizens. So I have Ankita ma'am, Farah ma'am and Jaya ma'am here. So Farah ma'am, would you like to share your views?
Actually, in Alpha classes, we emphasize more on building of 6Cs. Now, what are these 6Cs? 6Cs are those skills which helps in the overall holistic development of the child, and hence it prepares the children themselves for future ready citizens.
Ma'am, please can you explain what are these 6Cs?
Yes, surely. 6Cs, as the name suggests itself, it's 6 different skills of learning, like critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, communication, citizenship, and character building.
He went and jumped on a box. This box is too hard, said, oh,
Tommy!
oh, this box is too hard, said Tommy. Then Tommy saw another box. This box is too soft, said Tommy.
A good job, Farah ma'am. So what did you learn from here?
Thank you, Ankita ma'am, for helping me, and thank you for keeping up patience with me. The same word I was not able to read again and again, but you did not lose the patience. So thank you so much.
Good job.
So we have learned a virtue from this, a value from this.
What is that?
That is helpfulness.
Correct. And be patient.
Okay, since Ankita ma'am, you helped me, so I have something for you. I have prepared a badge for you.
Oh, wow.
And on it I have written, Helpful Ankita.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So children, did you understand that we have learned a virtue from today's class? That is helpfulness. Now, when you will work with your partners, you are also going to take care of them and help them. Understood?
Let's do